Welcome to Greater Good Radio Hawaii, where leaders inspire leaders. Greater Good Radio Hawaii is dedicated to social entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Evan Leong, and with me is my co-host, Carrie Leong.
Today's guest is comedian, actor, and entertainer Augie Tulba. Augie has won 2 Na Hoku Hanohano Awards, and in 2002 was named Comedian of the Year by Midweek and the Honolulu Star Bulletin. He is the founder of Speak the Dream Foundation, which aims to provide scholarship to incoming college students. Please welcome to Greater Good Radio, Augie.
See, that has to be the best introduction I've had in the last 6 months. Because, I do shows in Las Vegas. Nothing like that. That right there, my friends, was awesome.
You're going to hire me to follow you then?
Of course. There's nothing like having, beautiful women around ugly men. That's, it does something, to, the persona.
Well, welcome to our show, Augie.
It's great to be here.
So tell us, you have so many things going on in your life, TV, radio, all comedian things. So could you give us an update?
So, it's been a busy 2.5 years. Ever since, I decided to go solo and focus more on my stand-up, it's just been an awesome ride. I mean, in the 2.5 years, I've developed 2 DVDs. I started this foundation, and I'm doing radio out of my home. It's just been crazy, and it continues to get crazier.
What gave you the push to go out on your own and be solo?
I think from the very beginning, when I started, really getting into the business, my whole aspiration was to be a comic. I'm a comic. Before I'm a radio guy, a TV guy, I'm a comedian. I love making people laugh. And somewhere along the line, it got distorted, because it just got, really crazy. Like everything became, we have to do this together. We have to, and that's not my focus. I want to do comedy. So, when you get busy and you take on too much things and you have too much on your plate, you lose focus on why you get into things or why you start doing things. And, for me, I always wanted to do stand-up, and I always wanted to, work on perfecting the stand-up. So,
how'd you get the business aspect of your stand-up?
Through a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? And also cool is that once you let a local guy understand how to run a business, either magic happens or he become like everybody else. And I wanted to learn hands-on, and I made a lot of mistakes, but I also listened a lot to successful people in the business, and I also, watched how people in the past that did what I did, ruined it. So I was very careful on making sure that when I do this and I go into businesses, labeling myself, that I take care of it and I brand it correctly.
So did you turn to people and ask them for their advice? And if so, who and what was the best advice?
Oh, gosh, there's so much people. I mean, early on, when I decided to leave, I met with the first DVD, the one we did at the Hawaii Theater. I learned a lot about how to promote a show. And then I went and talked to a lot of sponsors on how to get sponsors for the show. And in the process of doing so, I met up with a lot of cool people like Anthony Guerrero, who runs First Hawaiian Bank. And we sat down, and he taught me early on that I should get an accountant, I should get a lawyer, I should get this, I should get that. And I was like, oh, can I pay for that? Can I? And, we don't realize how important a role they play in making sure that, you pay taxes. A lot of, entertainers, they do a lot of performance. We get paid a lot under the table, but we also get paid well, when we get asked to do functions. And, so what happens is we don't usually take care of our business, the taxes side, making sure that our accounting is straight, a lawyer, making sure that I'm protected and I don't sign things that I shouldn't sign, and a good business manager. So, early on, around that time when I did the Hawaii Theater, I started putting that all into place.
So you're pretty smart then. You know that maybe you don't want to be an accountant, so you get an accountant.
Sure.
You want to be an attorney, you get an attorney.
Yeah.
But make sure all the bases are covered, right?
Got to. I think it's important. I mean, if you're going to do this, I want to do this as long as I can, so I want to make sure that, I'm always protected, especially when signing stuff, what I mean? One of the bad things, and you hear it or especially with young local guys who really don't know the business. They get in there thinking, oh, I'm gonna be a big star, I'm gonna make a lot of money. They don't get protected, so they just sign anything, and then they realize, oh, how come I'm not making the money I'm supposed to? Because you don't read the fine lines. And I think it's important that you get somebody to always protect you and make sure that you're on a level.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.